Hi, I'm Bianca Garcia. I'm a Chicago-based photographer, and this is my episode of Late Night Dive. Fuck, is it dive? Yeah. Fuck, I was so close.
What's up, everyone? My name is Jacob Polhill. You are now tuned into a new episode of the Late Night Dive, and today we got Bianca Garcia in the building. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no. Thank you for coming and being in my home that is completely in shambles right now. That the camera can't see it, but everything is in complete disarray.
It's good. It's all good.
We make it work. That's one thing that we do here. I mean, we got a good crew. We got Nico just always holding everything together. He's like my emotionals. we need to get him the mic for background commentary. It'd be great.
Yeah.
So you're doing good. It's a holiday weekend. Like you just can't. You're coming from meetings on a holiday weekend, so obviously you're busy and working hard. So what you been up to?
Oh my God. I don't really know where to start. Like, what do you want to know?
I don't know.
I don't
know. Talk about yourself. This is your episode of the Late Night Dive. Like, what's up?
I mean, right now, like, we're outside of quarantine a little bit, like, kind of, sort of. So I've been, like, trying to go out and, like, see faces, which has been amazing. Like, I just went to Blind Barber for the first time, like, 4 days ago.
I heard it's wild there right now.
Oh, my God. It was, like, amazing.
Yeah, it was like normal.
Everyone, like, has been saving their fits for these days.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure.
Everyone's just been like compiling like sneakers and clothes they couldn't wear. Yeah. So everyone just looks immaculate.
I have not been doing that. I realized the other day.
Oh my God. I was
not
doing it right.
I was like, I literally don't have anything to wear anywhere right now.
Oh my God.
It's terrible. And I noticed what you're,
Oh yeah.
Everyone's got the full
They
fizz.
have been waiting. So there's like things that feel like they're getting back to normal, which is really good. But like work has been great. I can't complain.
Yeah.
So
even through the pandemic, everything was
through the pandemic, honestly, in all honesty, like, you know, people are always like, you know, be prepared for shit to happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all are crazy. Like, oh no, I was not prepared. I was not prepared. Mean? I was just not prepared for like all my work to come to a complete like stop.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, like, you know, this is going to last like a week and like 2 weeks. No, it lasted obviously like a fucking year.
That sucks.
So it was like a lot of adjusting, but then I was like, okay, I'm used to just like, I'm not a quitter. So I was like, okay, I just hustle and then, you know, I can't complain. Like, it's been really good. I've just been, like, kind of all over the board.
Yeah. As the pandemic went on, though, you got a bunch of different stuff going, though.
Yeah, like, just recently, finally, I'm getting back on track with, like, Nike and their agency work, which is, like, amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I saw you post a bunch of stuff during Air Max
Day.
Yeah,
so we did a lot of, like, Air Max Day stuff. And I've had a relationship with Nike now for probably, like, almost 4 years, which has been really crazy.
Damn, okay.
I know. So I'm like obsessed with Nike.
Right.
And the agency I also work for, they're based in Vancouver, but they have an office in like LA and Chicago and I think like 1 or 2 more New York.
Yeah.
And so like it's just like kind of all over the place.
Okay.
But they're all fun. They're all great. I can't complain.
So let's dial back real quick. We'll come back. We'll come back to the Nike stuff. So you're not originally from Chicago.
No.
Where are you from?
I know. I'm from Houston.
You're from Houston. Okay, so what brought you to Chicago then?
Photography school. I went to Columbia.
Okay, wait. So hold on. You knew that you wanted to go to school for photography?
This is the thing. I was not really great at school. So like during high school, I like picked up photography. A class I had got dropped into a photography class in high school and I was like pissed, but I was like, I don't want to do this. And like, so it turned into this whole thing. I did yearbook and then like my junior year, I was like, oh, like I'm pretty good at this. I'm like making money off of like senior portraits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what else I would do. Like I want to be a vet, but you have to be really smart to be a vet. I'm like really bad at math and science. And I was like, you know what? I also want to get out of Texas. I love Texas, super respect for Texas, but I had to get out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Chicago is really far. Like, if you want to see me, you have to get on a plane to see me. So I was like, okay, let's just see what happens.
So why Chicago over like LA, New York, like?
Something's always like drawn me
Idaho.
to Chicago.
No.
I just thought it was like, I don't know. I wanted all the seasons, and it just seemed like a cool place to be. And I was like, yeah, I just never left. Like,
I guess I could see that from like being in Texas.
Oh my God, it's just hot.
Yeah, all year round.
Yeah.
It's just warm. Dude, I mean, I kind of could vibe with that after. I'm kind of over seasons at this point.
Oh, I'm like super invested in the seasons just for the fits.
Okay, no, that's fair though.
For fit reasons, best place to be.
Yeah, I feel like getting a fit off in Texas in the summer is really impossible.
Oh yeah, no, it's just like you're pretty much like naked and like sweating profusely.
Yeah, you're naked and sweaty. It's just gross.
Yeah, it's just
everyone's just wet. But so you moved up here. You went to Columbia. Why Columbia?
I heard about Columbia through, I want to say honestly it was YouTube. I'm not really like sure of how like
they get you somehow.
It happened.
The targeting ads just got you.
Yeah. And I was like,
Nico was behind his
I'm
computer.
Just gonna apply. And it was either that or like Texas State. And I was like, oh, yeah.
So those are your only two options? And
at that point I was like, oh, I'm gonna get into Texas State at this point. And then I was like, you know what, like, I was meant to do this. I was like, I'm just gonna do it, and like everyone in Texas, of course, thought it was fucking crazy for going to school for photography. That's like not a thing. Yeah. Like everyone was telling my parents, like, why are you letting her go? Like, this is the craziest thing. And my mom was like, you wait.
Oh, your mom was supportive.
Oh, she was like super. Oh. She was the one that was like, y'all.
Aren't you one of God's favorites? You're a supportive mom of the arts.
Yeah, my mom's like my best friend. Yeah, she like really like she held it down for me. So shouts out to my mom.
That's awesome. So wait, so you come to, how was your experience at Columbia? Because I realized that it's a very polarizing institution in the city for every artist ever.
Unfortunately, it was mostly bad.
Okay. So that's usually what everyone says.
Most of it was bad, but I had maybe like 3 total professors that I like loved. They believed in me at the time. I was like shooting rappers. That's all I was doing.
Okay.
So like none of my professors, they like did not. They were like, "What is this? Like you're not gonna be anything." I had like across the board like the craziest things they would say to me, like in front of the class. I'm kind of a person. I'm just like, okay, I don't really care. Like I just like do what I need to do, and like. This is the thing that pisses me off, is that people that aren't thick-skinned are like, I'm done with photo school. This like teacher said, like, I suck. Yeah. And that's like not okay to me.
No, yeah.
So like kind of fuck Columbia, but like I still fuck with Columbia.
Okay, no, I like that though. Like you like the criticism.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like stand up for you if the teacher's bullying you. I mean,
or was it just like what the fuck?
You know what it was? They were fine. They were all fine art, and like things change. We progress. Like things are so different that I think most of them were just stuck in their old ways. And if it wasn't like shooting figurines and like fruit with like cool shadows, they were like, oh, this is like terrible. Like, get with the program.
I always wondered, like, I always wondered what like photography school was like.
Oh, it was so weird. And then I had fashion photography and commercial and lighting, and that's when I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like,
so did you excel in like those classes?
Oh
then?
Yeah, my fashion photography professors like changed my life. Like they still are like very in my life currently, and I still go back to like teach their fashion class with them like once a semester.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like is
that something you maybe would want to do in the future? Is be a teacher?
I would literally love to be a professor.
You should do it.
I like might do it.
No, like seriously. Like I feel like there needs to be younger people that want to go back and like teach this shit. Cause right now, like I'm fortunate that my school only hires like adjunct professors that are still practicing professors. Yeah. But like I could only imagine like just really old dude that has only ever shot 35 millimeter film and doesn't know how to work an iPhone telling me that like you can't make money off of Instagram.
It was a mess. Yeah. It was truly a mess.
That's awesome.
But we made it through. We made it through.
So you made it through there. So you're shooting rappers at the time. Was there anyone that like particular that like is still like maybe making music now that you were shooting at the time?
I shot a lot of people, but like local people. I mean, I was heavily in
What year is this?
We're talking like maybe like 2015 to like maybe
Oh, this is like prime
18.
It was like prime Chicago, like,
oh my God. Like when I moved here, I was like 2013, and it was just like the perfect place. But to break into that barrier,
you were early.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was hard, but yeah. And then eventually I was like, I kind of just want to like shoot people in the studio setting, and like it kind of fell off. But I do love shooting shows and concerts and people still. So it's just like, Yeah, and then local people, like I met so many of my friends just from like shooting them or being like, can I take your photo? Like one of my best friends, Mello.
Yeah.
I was like, you look so cool. Can I take your picture? And he's like, we're still like very good friends to this day.
I feel like that's such a great and easy. It's like such an easy way to meet somebody is to just be like, hey, like, can I just take your photo? And
it's
if you,
flattering.
And if you take a good photo, then they're automatically just gonna like you. That was
the pressure, though. Like you had to make sure that photo was good enough to where they were gonna call you again to take that photo.
I can only imagine there's nothing, not a worse feeling than like taking a photo of somebody and posting on Instagram, tagging them, and like not interacting with it at all.
Oh my god! I mean, I have not. Thankfully, I gotta say, I really put it all in. I'm like, if I'm doing this, like, it's gonna be solid, or I'd rather just tell them it didn't turn out, and just, it is what it is.
So then, what happened after Columbia then?
After Columbia, I got an internship at Juggernaut.
Okay.
And I was their first like woman hire, and so I did. That was my real in with the like concerts and stuff. The big festivals, and like they were basically like anything you want to do, like we'll back you. So that was like I was probably there for almost 3 years, and then after Juggernaut, I kind of was just like, okay, I'm stable enough to do like freelance full time, and that's when I started getting like involved more with like the Nike stuff and like the bigger companies like Red Bull, Nike, whoever else that just kind of came my way. It kind of just like started fluttering in.
So how did you like? Because obviously, do you just do freelance now, or
I'm a full-time freelancer? Yeah.
Okay, so how you were getting? Was the internship with Juggernaut paid? Was that?
The internship was not paid. It was for college credit. And then after a year, like when the internship was over, then they hired me.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So ever since then, though, you've been completely freelance.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Because, like, I don't know. Like, just from being a design background, every professor always tells all the students, like, freelancing sounds super sexy, guys, but, like, go work for a firm for, like, 2 or 3 years and then figure out and then go back. Yeah. Because, like, learning how to price things or whatever, you know, that's the hardest thing. So now you, obviously, like, you're working with people with big fucking budgets. I mean, Nike's got a budget. Yeah. I've seen all your other work. You're working with clients that have budgets.
They have budgets.
Yeah. So when was, like, that moment when you were like, okay, like, this is how I'm going to price my shit. Like, this is how I'm going to, like, determine my value. So,
like, when I didn't know what to do, 2 of my professors, I would always be like, how do I do this? Like, this is, like, overwhelming. And they would say price by project. So, like, every project, it's not, like, a flat price. I'll be like, okay, what do you need? What's the turnaround time?
You do the like, what's your budget conversation.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, like, do you have a budget in mind? And sometimes, like, maybe the budget's, like, way more than what you were going to price them. And you're like, thank God. Or sometimes they're like, well, what's your budget? And then it's just really tag teaming. And then you, like, say okay to a price. And then what I've learned is that when you give someone a price and they agree right away, you're like, oh, I fucked up. Like, I should have, like, instantly. And you're, like, hating yourself. And you're like, I mean, it is what it is. So I always try to, like, go higher. And then, like, it's easier to work your way down than, like, work yourself back up.
Right.
For definitely. Sure. Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. And then, so, like, how did those clients start, like, hearing about you, though? Like, was it all through Instagram, or did you have a website?
Surprisingly, I just relaunched my website, like, 2 weeks ago. I haven't had a website in, like, 4 years.
Yeah.
Most of it was, like, word of mouth. I had friends that my Nike in was a really good friend at Columbia. She ended up getting a job at the Nike headquarters in Chicago, and she hired me for a campaign.
Oh, no. Okay.
And at the time, I was, like, I think a senior or junior in college. I had $20 in my account. She's like, we need to get this done, like, this week. I'm like, oh, my God, I have enough for, like, an Uber to get there, and how am I going to get home? I don't know.
Right.
And so I shot it. I made sure to kill it. I literally walked from, like, Nike on Michigan Avenue all the way to Juggernaut on Dearborn in the South Loop. And I, like, made, like, one of my bosses at the time, like, drive me home. And I was like, I have, like, no money now. But, like, I killed that. After that project. They kept hiring me. And then I got hired by another one of their agencies, and then another one of their agencies. So it was kind of just a big circle of that.
Yeah.
And then I had friends. Again, it's just really just being out and, like, you're never better than anyone else in the room. Like, you can thank someone because they don't have the coolest outfit. That could be, like, the head of a North America something, or, like, that can be. So just talking to people and not judging people just based off of their whole, like, persona, like, that has gotten me a long way, just being, like, equal with people and, like.
Definitely. And it sounds like one thing that keeps coming up with you with, like, this, like everything that you're saying right now is all about relationships. Like the things that you learned in college might not even been like so much the skills, but it's the relationships, because you talk about your professors that you go back to and you were asking for advice, and then the friends who got like jobs with these people that refer to you and stuff.
That's a big just being accessible, loyal, and nice, really. Like it's so easy. Yeah. But and then also like if a friend is going on a limb, like, okay, like maybe we don't have the budget right now, but it's the company you've been wanting to work with. Like, you make sure regardless, like you're making that person look good and you're making the project look good, and it will eventually like pay off. So sometimes, there's favors and like that's okay, but I mean, it's been working so far, so I can't complain.
No, I mean, you're killing it,
but
obviously.
I think that it's important to just be nice to people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, just in general. Yeah,
yeah,
most definitely.
But that's how, like, opportunities come up.
I mean, and that's kind of like how we met, basically. Yeah. It was like, you were just, like, in my, like, in my job, and, like, you were just, like, really nice. And I was like, oh, she's cool, like, whatever. And then, yeah, like.
Now we're here.
Yeah, and now we're here, like, doing this interview. Like. It's crazy, and it's honestly insane. I keep touching on this in every interview. Is like how small of a community, like just a place like the world is just super small. Yeah. And everyone's just like a couple people away, but like Chicago's even smaller.
Oh my God.
And it's like everybody's one person away. Like 100%. Anybody that you can need for anything is just like, it's just one connection.
It's true.
Yeah. It's just nuts. So like obviously you do like a bunch of like fashion photography. You do a bunch of portraits. Is there like something else that like you're looking forward into getting to in the future? Like what's next for you?
I honestly this is a very recent thing that has been happening, but I think I'm ready to get back into the music scene. Okay. So I think more like album covers, single covers, possibly concerts. I'm not really sure about that yet, but I think focusing back to what my original passion, like I came here because I wanted to shoot musicians. I love music. Right. I also love fashion, but I think those kind of go hand in hand. Definitely. So hopefully like getting back into the music scene and like capturing all these people, like that would be amazing. So fingers crossed that's like what's going on with me.
And I think what's so interesting about like your fashion photography is it doesn't feel like traditional fashion photography in a way.
How so?
Like, it's just like, I don't know. There's just something about the way that you shoot that's very expressive and a little bit more artistic than I feel like a lot of like fashion photographers shoot. Where it's not just like, you're not just like setting up good lighting and like taking a direct photo of like an outfit. Like your compositions are like insane.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, yeah, I'm a big fan of your work. And I think that like, you doing musicians would just be insane.
I'm just like ready. Really? Another thing is just being a person that's like, I'm not just the photographer. I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to make you feel comfortable because I know how weird it is to be in front of a camera and be like, I don't know what's going on. Like I have mad anxiety right now. So just making someone feel comfortable at all costs will change a photo like crazy. Like it will make the world of difference.
Yeah.
So.
No, most definitely. And then you're also like, something I've noticed with your work is you repeat clients a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
So talk about like, I mean, you just kind of touched on the relationship between like how it makes it easier, but like what's that kind of like with like, how do you always continuously like get better work when you're working with the same people as a photographer?
I think it's like depending on if it's like a model or something. I'm just like, okay, we did this. Like, I'll be on Pinterest really and be like, wow, this is like crazy. I want to try this. And then we kind of like try to recreate it. And then we end up on a whole different path of what we were originally like setting out for. So it's really just like, again, being comfortable on each side and us just wanting to continue to work together. Not because it's easy, but kind of because it's easy. It's just like, it just works.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think with photography, it's like, it's something that's really like, there is like this trust that you have to have with the photographer as like the person getting their photo taken to like be comfortable enough to like let like that kind of thing happen. You know what I mean? Because it's super like intimate in a way.
It's because like we've all had a photo taken of us that we're like, oh my God, is that like what I look like? Like, and you're like thinking about it, you're in bed like Arthur fisting, you're like, oh my God, like that's just living out there like that, you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that that is like not the case. Like I want to make sure that you feel like, damn, these are like, this is what I look like. Like
most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's so hard. Like it's a
whole thing.
It is a whole thing. And like, I think that's like the hardest part. I think the hardest part, it might not even be like for photographers, like especially when you're photographing people, and like it is like you're saying, like those intimate settings.
Yeah.
Like it might not even be taking the photos, like the actual skill set. It's like breaking that barrier down. But I mean that, and it obviously just makes like so much more sense now, like talking to you, like why people like keep coming back to you, because just like the way that you think about that, you know, like it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, also like being like, hey, like, is this good that I can post this? Because again, we've all been there, and it's like, damn, like, then you have that awkward situation. You're like, I don't want to like tell them, but like, I don't want to hurt their feelings, and they just leave it on there. And when someone doesn't repost, that's when you really know that you fucked up.
Or they put a filter over it.
Yeah, they start. I literally ask. I'm like, please, if there's something you want changed, do not put a Visco filter on a photo I spent hours editing.
Or even worse, the Instagram filter.
It's just, I'm like, I know that you put it through Facetune.
Yeah.
Like, I can see you put it, just ask me.
Yeah,
just ask me.
Just ask. Like, you can airbrush it. You
like,
fix it. All you gotta do is ask.
The sky is the limit, truly. Like,
I literally love, like, every time I talk to a photographer, and then I just say like something about somebody putting a filter over their
all been there.
And just the rage that like you can see in their eyes.
Because you're sitting down, I'm like spending time make sure this like looks the way I want it to look, and it's like, damn, like again, if you wanted it to have like a purple hue or like something weird, like extra film grain, like I'll probably say no to the extra film grain, but maybe I'll put
where are you drawing the line with your editing? Now I'm curious now.
I mean, I will give you like a little nip tuck. I'll like smooth. I'll make sure you look like great and perfect. Yeah. But like, I've had some weird requests. I have a really good friend from Houston. She would not be mad at me saying this. Okay. But I won't say her name. For the record, about to say, damn. Very good friend. She's amazing. And she was like, hey, like, I'm getting a nose job. Do you think you can just Photoshop all my photos to like my new nose? And I was like, yeah. Like, okay, I got it. That's sick. And it's just like you hear things just like, or I want this to look like a film photo. And that's kind of where it gets a little.
Do you dabble in film at all?
But people will drag me for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you know, all my film photography friends, it's like it's a hard talent to be like a really good film photographer.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm coming in there and just like putting some grain on there and adding some dust. And they're like, oh, this bitch. Like,
yeah, they're like,
like, no.
They get angry in the DMs real quick.
Get mad. I like see when I used to do that, like on the business account, they have like the send, like you can see when people send your photo.
Oh yeah.
And it's like extra on that. And so I just know that they're like, why did she do that? Like, so I just stopped.
So what's your relationship with Instagram like then, now that you've opened that up?
I have a love-hate. Actually, it's more of like a hate for Instagram.
Really?
The fact that my photos get cropped in a weird way.
Yeah.
Off bat.
Compressed.
Really hate that. The fact that it can only be like vertical all the way through or horizontal all the way through. And on top of that, they're all cropped. Hate that.
Yep.
I hate that people are getting like shadow banned. Like sometimes my photos will do really good and sometimes they'll get like 10 likes. And it's just like.
Really?
The algorithm is so weird, and it's like, it's because I have a friend that works at Instagram, and she's like, it's because they want you to promote and like buy the ads.
Oh yeah.
That's why they took like real-time order off of the Instagram. So I hate that.
Yeah.
I really hate that.
No, they do.
And I'm not gonna promote my photo like that. Like that's so cheesy to me.
No, to like literally pay money so you.
And then it says like promoted, and I'm like, oh my god.
Or like, not even that. You know what pisses me off is like when I have a post that's doing really well, and this post is doing better than 95% of all your other posts. Do you want to promote it even more so you can get more of a reach? Like, and it's like, what? Why? Like, and it's like user 289784444 has like your photo, and you're like, wait a second, what the fuck is going on here?
It's just like people, like followers don't mean that you're better or like a better artist or a worse artist. Like, again, I'm like very much so in the agency world with a lot of my freelance stuff. And it's like, oh, like, do you have anyone you can recommend for like influencer stuff? But they have to have like 15,000 followers or more. And I'm like, like, what? I get it, but also what? Like,
and the followers don't even equate to like people who are actually gonna buy the product.
Sometimes they're like, I've literally asked clients, like, if it is so clear that you have like 20,000 followers and you're getting like 100 likes a photo, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's literally just the number on the profile. They do not care.
You're dropping a lot of knowledge for a lot of people.
It's just like, I mean, hey, you want to buy some followers? Like,
you got any
other? More power to you.
No, for real. You got any more agency like
oh my
bullshit?
God. I mean, agencies are just like, it's just like, again, just the followers, and it's all like, not like facades, but kind of facades, and it's just, it's a lot. Like, agency world is it's a crazy world.
I love having these conversations and the fact that it's going to be shared with people, because like, it's going to be amazing, because there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to hear you say all these things, but they're just going to be like, okay, yeah, she's right, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Like,
hey, you know, get your coin, do what you got to do. Right. But like, don't let the whole follower thing like make you feel like shit, or like the amount of likes you're getting on your stuff. Just keep doing it. Someone will recognize you. Yeah. I was getting recognized by brands when I had like 1,500 followers. Like, so it doesn't, it obviously having more followers would help you, but don't let it like detour you and be like, oh, well, I only have like 300 followers. Like, your work or whatever you're posting and sharing will speak for itself.
Right. Definitely. So like, obviously, because you got a couple of followers now, so like, you were getting work when you had 1,500 though. So like, I'm just curious, like, you know, in the grand scheme of like Instagram or whatever, what was like the switch that all of a sudden like you just got like a bunch more?
Really, it was when you start shooting like celebrities or people bigger, like
and they start tagging,
they start coming in. That's really what it was. And I was like, I always try to ask, if you post something, like, have me tagged somewhere. Like, I think it's just not okay when I'm like, again, I'm working my ass off to make sure that this looks good, and you're just gonna post my photo with no context. Right. So it's like, now I'm like, please tag me, or they know better, because I feel like it's more of a thing that they're like, make sure to tag the artist, which is great.
Exactly. And I feel like that's something that's like newer, right? Like that's been like kind of a thing that
I think it happened over quarantine, really. Like, people were starting to get pissed.
Oh, really? Oh. Damn, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this whole year, like the whole previous year has been a race. So much has happened. I thought it was like 2 years ago when people really started doing all that shit. I don't know what's going on anymore.
It's good though, like, recognize the artist.
Oh no, definitely. Has there been any like moments where like people haven't like tagged you and you've been like, oh wow, like, you really did, like, you probably would have helped me out a lot?
Probably when I was like first shooting like rappers. Yeah. It was a lot of like people, I was doing all this stuff, like shooting your concert, and I get absolutely nothing. You're doing it for free at the time too. And I'm like, oh, like, damn it. Yeah, right. Just help me, please. Like,
no, definitely. Yeah. So if anybody was like listening to this right now and they got super inspired, and they wanted to like, hey, I want to go pick up a camera now because Bianca's cool and I want to be like her. What would you say are like things that, like, for a beginning photographer, like, go learn these things right off the bat?
YouTube University.
Hell yeah. Is that how you learned?
Super, like, I mean, there was a lot of stuff they taught me in school, but I learned a lot of like extra editing stuff just through YouTube. Yeah. But, like, I like watching like the professional versus amateur, and like seeing like they do like these battles of like people that don't do photography and people that do photography. Right. Don't be intimidated. Honestly, like, maybe you're going to probably be upset that it's not like magazine worthy, like coming out off the bat, but you can't like let that detour. Like, you got to have some thick skin. Yeah. Ask people if you're into like shooting people, because, you know, some people like landscape, which I don't do because I think it's so hard. So like,
what makes the landscape harder than?
I just can't make things look interesting that don't have people in it. It's always been a struggle.
I thought you were talking like the orientation. Oh, I thought you were talking about orientation. I was like, wait, you can't. Why is a horizontal photo harder?
No. Okay. Just like, you just have to try all types of things, like shoot people, shoot sports, shoot like your dog or some random object in your house. And
what's the weirdest thing you've been asked to shoot?
I don't think I can say. Like, there's been some really weird asks. Not gonna say. Just know that
ads.
Asks.
Like, ask. I thought you said ass at first, and I was like,
no.
I was like,
no,
wait,
there's
hold
been
on.
people just ask you to do like weird things all the time.
I can only imagine with 5,000 Instagram followers and being a photographer. What?
No, they're just like the people are just crazy.
And they're like, they don't have like a profile picture.
Sometimes, you would be surprised.
They're like really bold.
Like just bold.
I'm really wanting to know now. Can you say it out loud and we can just bleep it out? Timestamp this, Gio.
No, she said no.
I was like, I'll tell you after I got you.
Okay, fair.
I got you.
No, it's okay.
But just do it. Like go get some like disposable cameras. Use your iPhone. Like I have a friend that literally like just does all iPhone stuff. She recreates things in her phone, and she is making so much money. She's so talented.
Yeah.
So like, don't also let the camera like detour you, because it's really not the camera. Obviously, like it could look technically better, like clearer, but don't let any of that detour you. Just like. Yeah. Just try. Once you shoot random things, you'll kind of figure out what you like to shoot, and then just go from there. What
did you start out shooting on then?
Oh my God. It was like a really basic starter camera. It was a Nikon D3000, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was just a little rinky dinky camera. I honestly shot on that camera until like
You
college.
Still have it?
I still have it.
Yeah.
I have all my cameras.
How many cameras do you have?
I'm an impulsive, like when I go to the thrift store and stuff, or like.
Oh, really? Like no matter what it is, you're just like,
people will just give me cameras too sometimes. Like, oh, like I don't know if this works, and I just have crates of cameras like in one of my closets in my house.
That'd be a really cool like exhibit. It's like Bianca's camera show.
They're all like literally like they're so scratched and like.
And like it's just like photos of like all the stuff you've taken on like certain cameras.
You're onto something.
I'm just gonna keep throwing them
out. The curator.
No, we're not gonna do that. No, you can do that. I don't want to do that. But no, dude, like that's awesome. Holy shit, I'm gonna pour this drink real quick. Actually,
do it.
Oh
do
shit.
It, do it.
I don't know what the mic was like in the way. I was like, oh shit, what am I doing? Fuck, I'm gonna. It's down in here. I was hiding it down here. I had some squirt. Oh shit.
There's an SD card down there.
Is it really? Maybe that's the other 128 gigabyte SD card.
Is
it really? Is there an S? Oh shit, that was the one I needed this whole time. Oops.
There you go.
Nico's so tired of me now. We spent the last 7 hours together. He's tired of my buffoonery that we've been.
Poor Nico.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna go home to his girlfriend and be like, "That guy was a fucking idiot all day." Oh my god! So what else you got working on that you're excited about? I couldn't get that sentence out to save my life.
I'm dead. I have like a little. Really, it's like Nico Alley 6 is having a gallery, and we have like one collaborative piece together.
Oh shit!
Which was like really cool because I love Nico so much.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me to like take a photo, and then he's painting on top of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's done. It's framed. I think that's happening on the 15th at Vertical Gallery. So that would be like a really cool moment.
That's a great gallery too.
Yeah, it's a great gallery. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully, like maybe there's like a No Tray project that is being pitched currently. So hopefully like I get to do some stuff for them, which they're amazing. That's been like, all their editorials are beautiful. Obviously they have amazing clothes. So hopefully like maybe some No Tray stuff if I get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get into film, which just happened yesterday. Yeah, that just like very impromptu like commercials.
Oh,
my friends
really?
like literally like, I mean, they have like a production company, and they're like, hey, like we need another camera operator. We know that you've always wanted to learn like film and movies and all that. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know like what I'm doing. He's like, I got you. Like,
yeah. What has stopped you from like getting into like more like
perfectionist? Like,
oh, okay.
I know the first thing I like shoot is gonna look like shit, and it pains me. And I know that failure like
is a good teacher, and you know.
Yeah. So.
But
that may be in like the future. My whole life I wanted to do music videos. That was really like from like when I was a child.
Oh yeah. Well,
so we'll see maybe in the future.
Yeah,
that's like something that's been like, I thought that would be really cool. So like hopefully some like TV stuff, and really just like shooting more. I feel like again it's been, this pandemic has like detoured so much. So just like shooting my friends again, or just like impromptu like fashion shoots, beauty shoots, whatever, bringing my camera with me more and just like shooting.
Yeah.
And more like actual film photography.
What has deterred you from getting more into film photography?
I used to shoot a lot of film in college, and then my camera broke, and my friend Anna over there, who is like an amazing film photographer. Shout out Anna. She fixed my film camera after like 5 years of it being broken. She was like in the house, and she's like, "Here you go." And I was like, "Oh my God." So it's fixed. I got my first medium format camera a few months ago, and my first roll's almost done. So hopefully, just like life. Yeah. May be involved in a new studio that's like opening too with my really good friend. There's a lot. I just kind of jump around, but that's like the best part of being a freelancer.
Is things like starting to open up, opening up a lot more opportunities for you.
Yeah. So like really I'm just out and about, just like popping around everywhere, working, shooting. What's
one thing that you think is like, I mean, I know you said like the fact that you're a perfectionist. Is there anything else that's been kind of like holding you back from still getting into like the film stuff?
Perfection, really, and also just like it's so technical.
As opposed to photography?
Like digital, it's one thing, but like film, it's like you have to be like. Are you talking about like film photography or film like TV?
Like TV and stuff, because I know.
Oh yeah. TV, it's like a whole like. Film is a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
Like I have really good friends that are like cinematographers, and that their whole life is just like they go on set at like 4 a.m. and they don't get home sometimes till like almost like 24-hour days. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm like cut out for that. Like, yeah. I don't know. So it's just like the camera operators, there's so many parts to it.
The editing.
It's like the sound, the editing, like setting up all this crazy equipment for like literally a 15-minute shot could take all day, and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know if I have the patience for that. Like,
yeah.
And it's like I like things to be instant. Like I take a photo, put the SD card in my computer, and it's like there. Right. I can start working on it.
I mean, that's a good workflow though.
Yeah.
You know, like as opposed to like, I feel like film is definitely like way less like instantly gratifying. Yeah. Especially
you have
like
to be patient.
Dude, the editing process for that shit, like
the color correcting, it's just too much. It's a lot. I want to shoot and then have someone else do all that.
No.
That's what I would like.
I'd
rather just shoot it. I know what it looks like, and then have someone be like, okay, I'm just gonna edit this and like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, dude. Like people can edit that stuff, and it looks like something totally different by the time they're done with it too. It's like, okay. I know, like, you're like giving the trust into somebody to do that.
I would make sure it's someone I trust.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's something that we talked about because when we were planning on like starting this podcast, I told Nico, I was like, he was like, do we need to do film like right out the gate? And I was like, I do not want to edit a video. Yeah. So like I mean, thankfully, shout out Nick McCormick. He's our video guy. He couldn't be here today, but he just handles everything like so amazingly, and he just does a nice job. And yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing video because I could not handle
it's a whole bullshit. Thing.
Yeah. No, it really is just like a whole thing. Oh man! So what's something that you're most excited about with everything opening up? Besides outside of photography, summertime Chicago.
Oh my God!
Yeah, what are you excited about? It's
like going out. Honestly, like I've always been the person to go out. If I can go out every single day and like still function like I was 21, I would. But now like hangovers are way crazier for me.
Really?
Like, yeah, like 25 when my 25th birthday hit. Like everything after that, I was like, oh my God, I had like 2 glasses of wine and I like have a little hangover, and it's like, oh, I'm going. I know, like, what is happening?
No,
to me? Like,
I feel the same way every once in a while. But it's like the random ones that sneak up on you, because like there'll be one night where you drink a lot and you're like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm a functioning human being.
That was me at Blind Barber the other day. I woke up and I was fine, and I was not fine.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been.
I was definitely not fine.
Yeah.
It was like my first outing. I was ready. I was like, I'm going to just like take the day off. I didn't need to take the day off the next day. I was chilling.
I know, but the one day when you you force yourself to go out when you know you got something the next day,
I'll be in bed all day.
You're like, oh no, dude. Yeah, I woke up. I went to Punch House the other night. Yes, it was a good time, and there was a lot of mezcal shots being thrown around. And I got home. I was like, I have to work in the morning. I have to actually work early for once. this is gonna hurt a lot. And I woke up at 6 a.m. like the Undertaker, just like straight up, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm not dying. Like this is like amazing.
You didn't mix your liquor?
No,
That's good.
No, them midnight bourbon shots got brought out, and
you're still like, how old are you?
I'm 24.
You got like a solid year left.
I got like 6.
I was like out.
I got 6 more months, and then the switch flips, and it's like, hey, dude, you can't do this shit anymore.
But yeah, like going out. I don't know if this is true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I feel like you probably know what this place is, but I don't know. I know Nico definitely knows. Again, this is like word on the street, but I have heard that East Room might be opening again. And let me tell you, if East Room opens again, it's over. My summer is very invested in going to East Room every day.
It's a wine bar right now. Have you heard?
They said that. I just heard it from a very like promising source. I was like,
I know.
Source. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna find out.
That's gonna be a problem if East Room reopens post-pandemic. Huh? A good one.
A really good problem.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Tigers might come back.
That probably wouldn't happen. But
I mean, that would be.
Oh my God.
the Tigers were the best times at East Room.
See, that's the thing, man.
There's so many memorable. Oh my God.
Dude,
like,
by the time I had moved out here, like East Room was like on the decline, so I never walked in there.
That is so sad.
I know. Yeah, I heard all the fucking stories by the time.
God. Like,
okay, you gotta tell me your East Room memories now. Now we gotta
I'll tell you the worst
some
one.
Chicago history now.
Happened on accident. I was there at East Room after a Lollapalooza party, and my friends like, I was always shooting at East Room. Yeah. I would just have my camera and just shoot everyone.
They were just letting you walk in.
Send the photos out the next day, and everyone was so excited. And one day, Kaylani was there, and I was so excited. Like, oh my God, Kaylani. And I'm like behind the DJ booth, like feeling myself, like, you know, I'm taking photos. She like turned around, and the camera like smacked her in the face. And I have like a full setup. Like, it was a big like camera with the flash. It was heavy. And she like looked at me with this face, and I was like, I just hit Kaylani in the head with the camera. Like, this is the worst day of my life. And she like whispered something to her DJ, and they just left. And I was like, I was like internally screaming. I was so sad.
I would be sick.
It was so sad. Like, so that was probably like my worst kind of cringy, but I mean, what happens at East Room stays at East Room. It is just this legendary, iconic, like, if you were there, like, shouts out to you, truly. And Fatty, the gatekeeper, Fatty, shouts out to him, held it down every time.
That guy's a legend. I've never met him. Oh my
God. He has a Vice show right now.
What?
About East Room memories. Every week.
You hear about this? I'm surprised you
watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. It's every week.
It's every week. He has one episode a week.
He has a Vice show.
Yeah.
The Bouncer.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
He was the gatekeeper.
He's like a legend. Like I've never.
He's amazing.
It's just so incredible to me that like people like that just like get immortalized. It was like something like that.
Oh my God! Yeah, he's amazing. We all love him.
Has there been any other partying establishment besides East Room like, that can compare?
Red Bull parties. Every single year, Red Bull has this one party. Just, oh my God. This is the time where you like, you know, some people are like weird about like posting alcohol or like drinking in front of people. This is the one place where like basically no one, it's so fun that truly no one really even has their phones out, even though you can. And just everyone is just a blacked out drunk. It's like 4 a.m, 5 a.m.
And they're drinking Red Bull.
On top of that, drinking Red Bull. And it's just like, it is the best time of your life. Like, those are my favorite parties in Chicago. I really hope they have one this year.
Oh, I feel like everyone's about to have the parties this
Those
year.
were like equivalent probably to me to like East Room days. Like, there was people on the ceilings on East Room sometimes like hanging and like swinging from the ceiling.
Was Nico one of them?
No.
I really wish Nico was one of them. Like, you would see Fatty just come up there and he'd be like, and like just take them down from the ceilings.
Just walk them out.
Oh my God.
Pull them off of the ceiling. I'm really excited about the street festivals coming back.
Ooh.
That's what I'm most
What's
excited
your
about.
like one that you're looking forward to?
Dude, I love West Fest. I love Wicker. West Fest is great. There's a lot of good memories at West Fest. And then
Division is a good one usually.
Do Division's a great
Yeah.
one. Wicker Park Fest is always
Of
good.
course. I've never
But-
been to the first one you said.
West Fest?
Yeah.
It's over here on like Chicago Ave and Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They had Joey Perp there like
Aw,
yeah, three.
Amazing.
You were there too, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was a really
That's
good time.
amazing.
It was so much fun. That one's probably my favorite one. Even though they like, really like they're all the same.
Yeah.
Like it's all the same people that are like in terms of like the vendors and everything every year, but they're all just
Everyone's been waiting. Everyone's super ready.
oh, I know.
Like overly ready. When you said Punch House, I was excited.
Because
I've been like seeing the tarp and I've been waiting for that tarp to come down. They had like the tarp, they were working in there. Or
Oh yeah,
something.
they're done now. Yeah.
I haven't been, but best believe I will be swinging by.
Yeah, great establishment, great people that work there. I love
Amazing.
Punch House.
They
Yes.
still have the little puffer fish.
Oh hell yeah, they fed the
I love
fish.
that
They,
fish.
yeah, they
I
gave
love
the
the
little.
fish.
Was it the fish are friends and the
Yeah,
best
they
ships
have
are
that.
the friendships that you make along the way or whatever. I love it.
So yeah, I know the little.
What are your other favorite? Because you're obviously somebody who likes to go out,
I
like
love
you
going
said.
out.
Name your, let's say your top 3 going out establishments in Chicago.
Well, if Eastern was still around, it would have been Eastern.
Oh.
Actually, like 2 of my favorite places are now not those places. Definitely Eastern. Studio Paris was like the club at the time, which is now I think called Disco.
Dance or something?
It's something that is
like
not
yeah.
Studio Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I really will try anything, but I don't know really what my third thing would be. Honestly, at the time again, like probably Step 51, which was next to Studio Paris.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of underground. That was like at one point my first like consistent freelance job was shooting clubs, which I hated.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But
What?
the perks were anytime I can get all my friends in, and they had a sidebar, so you could just drink as much as you
were
want.
just
And these
drunk
are like
taking
bougie,
pictures?
like upscale places. So you were getting like $15 drinks. Like 50 Cent was there one day. It was sold out. There was this line, and I like came and I was like, I'm shooting, and these are like my 5 friends. And they were like,
Where's
you know,
50?
when they
Where's
open
Curtis?
that thing, you like feel so like, yeah, like.
Yes. You're like, I how old were you at the time too?
Oh my God, I just turned 21 when I started doing
Oh,
that.
so
I
you
was in
definitely
my
were, like, the
prime
coolest
of, like,
friend.
Partying, yeah.
You were the coolest friend.
I was like, come on, guys, we're going out tonight.
come on, girls. I was like, let's go, girls. Like that's Shania Twain.
Yeah, literally.
You just have your camera, and, like all your equipment,
Always had my
all your friends
camera.
are fitted up behind you, and you're like,
I always had the cute, like I would have my like going out backpack that would have my equipment in it.
you had the specific one.
It was
for,
leather.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it would
You-
fit
you-
my camera and a lens and a flash, and that's it.
That's all you needed.
Not to shove it in there. Like it really didn't really fit, but it looked cute.
So what's shooting clubs like?
The sweet spot is 11:30.
Okay.
People are definitely liquored up by then.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna get more no's than yeses.
Mm-hmm.
So like I always ask at clubs because it's like strangers, but also like I'm there to like shoot for the club, so it's not like some random person.
Right.
And you're always gonna get some random lady that's gonna give you like $50 or like $20, whatever, and they'll be like, just take my photo and send it to me. I would get tipped all the time.
What?
Random, just so random.
It's so wait, they $50 though. They would just be like, hey, yeah, like,
and they're like, email it to me. I'm like, okay,
that's so sick.
yeah.
Oh my god. Well, Bianca, this has been fun. Do you have anything that like you kind of like want to give to the people to make sure that they know about you? Lay it all out there.
All my socials are Hello, I'm Bianca, and my website is biancagarciaphotography.com.
There you go.
And I'm very accessible if you need to message me for anything.
Yeah. Hit her up. She just gave you guys the keys. Make
Yeah.
sure you check out her work. We'll have you tagged on everything so everyone will be able to see all that, of course. So, Bianca, thank you for being here. It's been so much fun.
Having me.
This is a good interview. This has been the Late Night Dive. I am Jacob Colhill. Try to do it.